Hey guys and girls, welcome to the A to B training macro calculator. So what this is going to do is it's going to help give you an educated guess about how many calories you should be eating per day to hit your targets, and also it will help you calculate how many how much protein, carbohydrate and fat as well that you should be looking to hit on a daily basis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through how I would fill this out. So I'll put my own name in there. So my name's Adam, and my target body weight that I'm going to go for is I'm going to go for 77 kilos. So what you want to do in here is you don't want to put the weight in you are in now. You want to put what your target weight is. So at the moment I weigh 80 kilos. So my target body weight is going to be 77 kilos. Now, activity level I've put in as a 10, and there is a little guide here which will basically sort of help you figure out which one you should be putting down. So 8 is a sedentary female, so like a female office worker who's not doing any real training and not moving much during the day. Then we have moderately active female or sedentary male, so a sort of a male office worker. Then very active female and moderately active male, which is the category I put myself in. And then very active male, so this is going to be someone who's working on a building site or some form, maybe like an athlete doing a hell of a lot of training. So the average weekly training hours, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I'm doing 4 1-hour sessions a week at the moment in the gym, so I'll put that as 4 weekly training hours. And what you'll see there is that gives me basically a basal metabolic rate. So 1694 calories per day is about what I would burn just from the act of living. So if I was to lay in bed all day at 77 kilos, I would be burning about 1694 calories. And then what happens is based upon your activity level and the amount of training you're doing per week, it gives you a total daily energy expenditure, or TDEE as it's usually called. And that is the amount of calories that I should be looking to eat on average on a daily basis if I want to get to that 77 kilo target. I mean, you can see I'm 80 kilos at the moment, so if I was to put that in as 80, all of a sudden that adjusts how much I would be eating on a daily basis. So I'm going to go for 77, and as you can see that drops it down by just under 100 calories per day. Now what we can do here is we can actually specify whether we want to actually eat a little bit more on training days and a little bit less on rest days, which is something I actually like to do. So on rest days, I generally like to eat. On training days, I generally like to eat a little bit more to fuel my training. So I'm going to put that in as 5% over my target on the 4 training days I do in the gym. Now my rest days, I'm actually going to try and get about 10% less than my targets on rest days. Those days I don't tend to move about a whole lot, and I'm not sort of doing any weight training in the gym. So I'll adjust my training days, so 4 training days per week, and that is obviously 3 rest days. Now alongside this, I do 3 power walks a week, and generally per power walk I'm burning probably about 300 calories, so that gives me a total energy expenditure through cardio each week of 900 calories. So now this is where the magic comes in. So we've got our calorie targets there, and I've already specified I want to eat 5% more than that target on training days, and I want to eat 10% less on rest days. So if we go over here, it's automatically calculated how many calories I should be aiming for on my training days and how many calories I should be aiming for on my rest days. Now obviously with this big calorie target, it can be difficult to figure out still how much protein do you need to eat, how much carbohydrate do you need to eat, how much fat do you need to eat. And the important one to get set right really is the protein. So I'm going to be doing quite a lot of weight training, and I want to conserve that muscle tissue as I'm dropping weight. So I've specified that I want to eat 2.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. And to be honest, if you're looking to lose weight, probably between 2 to 3 grams per kilogram. If your weight training is probably a good target. So like I said, I've put mine in for 2.8 grams per kilo, and that gives me a total protein intake over the course of the day of 216 grams. Now the next thing you do is set your fats. So I've set my fats at about 0.8 grams per kilo, and that gives me 62 grams of fat as a target per day. And then the carbohydrate automatically updates with the remaining calories. So I'm looking at 268 grams of carbohydrate, and of that 268 grams, I'm going to go for about 27 grams of fibre, which is about 10% of my total carbohydrate intake. So you basically added all those up, and added the top 3 up, and times them by the amount of calories they have per gram, it would come out to that figure there, 2,490. Just to make things easier, I'm going to round it to 2,500 when I'm tracking. Now we have the rest day calories, and we know from my targets that I'm looking at eating 10% less than my sort of 2,372 on my rest days. So that gives me that total daily calories on my rest days of 2,134. I'm going to keep my protein intake the same. That generally stays the same every day of the week. And I've adjusted my fats, so I've brought my fats up slightly, and my carbohydrates have dropped down slightly because I'm not doing so much activity. So we can see I've got 216 grams of protein target, 69 grams of fat, and 162 grams of carbohydrate. And once again, that gives me that total daily calories, 2,134. And for the sake of just estimating it, I would probably go for like 2,130 or something like that when I'm tracking. So that gives us a weekly average, and we can see that our average over our training and rest days over the week is 2,338, which is pretty close to that target figure we had at the start. And if we go down here, we can see that maintenance calories, 16,601. That was our target for 7 days based on that every day. The actual amount I've eaten was 16,364, and because that's taking away sort of basically the training and the rest days, taking that into account. And the amount of cardio I did, I burnt an extra 900 calories through cardio. So over the course of the week, that gives a calorie balance of about minus 1,137. So I was in about a 1,137 calorie deficit for the week, which would, all things being correct, would start leading to a nice gradual weight loss. And we can see that the deficit for that over the week was minus 6.85%. So anything between 5 to 10% is generally a good figure, and obviously we can see that the cardio helped with producing that deficit. Now this can be used for everything. So if I wanted to actually gain some weight, so I wanted to go from what I am now, 80 kilos to 85, I could just up that, and all of a sudden that gives me a different figure. And then what I would want to do is on my rest days, I would say maybe want to eat just at my maintenance, and on my training days I might want to eat 10% above it. And as you can see, that would completely change my target straight away. So I'd be eating a lot more on training day and still quite a bit on rest day. So it's a good basically baseline calculator. It gives you an idea about where you should start from, and then you can just monitor and adjust based on that. So take into account how your body's changing each week. Is you can adjust for the following week. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is the next video is going to be on how to use MyFitnessPal, which is a mobile phone app tracker that lets you enter your food into it, and I'm going to show you how you can enter these targets into it and track with it, and hopefully it will be of a lot of help to you. So yeah, I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.